today I was in there going like, oh, we're doing the SmackDown go. I'm like, wait, but it's not the go home. They got another one,
Right.
Which is weird because they did a lot of stuff that you thought would have been the go home.
Right.
So Cena comes out, so he's going to give Reigns an F at SummerSlam. Cena said he wanted to hear what Tulsa had to say about him. The crowd responded with loud cheers and a Cena chant. He asked the crowd if they thought Reigns would beat the hell out of him at SummerSlam. There were more boos and cheers. Cena said the answer is that this is a long segment, by the way, so I'm going to be reading a lot here. Okay. Cena said the answer is actually that Reigns will beat the hell out of him at SummerSlam, but I also know that Reigns will lose at SummerSlam. There's not a damn thing he can do about it. Reigns comes out, very long entrance. This segment was like 26. This segment was forever. Okay.
Yeah, it was almost half an hour.
Right. In the middle. So Cena comes out, cuts a promo. Reigns is his entrance, and Reigns does not have a. Reigns has his typical slow, methodical entrance.
Arrogant, beautiful. So bro, one more time, I got to bring this up. How about when Polly hands him the belt and stays like in a prayer?
It's like Paulie is very committed to making sure that he doesn't drop the belt.
Right. And he's like so happy there was a clean hand up, a clean transition. It's out of my hands, but it's still blessed.
Reigns and Heyman enter the ring coming out of the break, and Cena introduced Reigns as having fireworks, Paul Heyman and all. The fans booed. Heyman presented Reigns with the mic and then held up the WWE Championship, and Reigns told Cena not to waste his time. Cena said he wouldn't waste his time, but he would wait until SummerSlam to embarrass him on the biggest stage of them all. Reigns asked if that's all Cena had, and Cena said that's all he needs. He said he sees a guy who thinks it's his show, and everyone has to play by his rules, and it's his company. Everyone knows that it belongs to them, Cena said, regarding the crowd, and Cena said he knows that it makes Reigns throw up his mouth a little to hear that. Cena said he's back because he's the only one who could shut him up. Cena said he was asked to come back to give Reigns a piece of humble pie. He would get it when he beats his ass at SummerSlam. Cena played up the Team Reigns or Team Cena fan choice, and Cena had far more fans cheering for him. This is kind of weird. Since we've gotten fans back, the fans are cheering Cena and booing Reigns, and it's a heel, the baby facing the heel, and usually you would think it'd be the opposite, Cena makes D jokes and penis jokes, and he asked Cena to give him something that would cut him. Cena repeated that Reigns would beat his ass at SummerSlam. I don't need to prove myself to you, Roman. That's what's so historic about what's going on. I just need to pin you. Cena noted that if he wins the title, that would make him a 17-time champion, the most decorated champion of all time. Cena said he was there to help Reigns, who responded with a smile, and Reigns told Heyman that Cena was there to help the tribal chief. Reigns said he's not like Cena and wouldn't bury his opponent, go out there and beat him. Reigns said he respects Cena, and Reigns says Cena is arguably the greatest of all time and is under-respected. Reigns said he would just be proud to say he beat Cena. That Cena juggles Hollywood and WWE. He said they didn't have enough time to promote all of his movies. Reigns said Cena is good enough to face a tribal chief and even good enough to win the WWE Championship, but he's not good enough to win the Universal Championship. Reigns said 20-plus years of missionary might have been good enough for Cena, but it wasn't good enough for Nikki Bella. I'm going to smash you, Reigns said. I'm going to retain this title. I'm going to pack you onto a private jet and send you back to Hollywood. Reigns told the fans to enjoy it because it might be the last time they see Cena. Reigns told him to take it home. Cena responded by saying, no problem. Cena said Reigns had been protected and took a jab at the giant bars of soap you got for teeth. And Cena said Reigns almost ruined Seth Rollins and ran Dean Ambrose out of WWE. Cena said Reigns said the protection of the system is still not working. And Cena said Heyman knows better than everyone how much punishment he can take. And said he built Suplex City. He just has to hang in there and all he needs is the 1, 2, 3. Cena said he would take the title, jump the barricade, leave the stadium as fast as he can. And he might even blow Reigns a kiss goodbye. Reigns smiled, and Cena said it's inevitable at SummerSlam. The champ is gone. 1, 2, 3. Cena closed. What do you guys think of this?
Hey, do you think if Cena does win, those are not equitable? Him and Ric Flair, that's not the same to me. I mean, Flair was all over the place with those belts, and Cena's just in one place.
Yeah, so. I feel like they're going to make Cena win now just because Flair showed up at AAA, like a little retribution.
He's probably going to show up at AEW too.
And AEW, yeah. That's why I figured they were for sure. At first, I thought Reigns would retain, but now with that, I kind of really believe that they're going to have Cena win to. That way, they could say that their guy has had the title more than anybody else, most decorated. It's petty, but I think that's what they're going to do.
They do that though.
I mean that's just their history. That's why I kind of
did it with.
I'm leaning that way.
They had the New Day become the longest tag champs to take out Demolition's record, and then they had Nikki Bella beat AJ Lee's record.
I don't know what you guys think. Right. I just don't think, and I like Cena. I just don't think Cena's the guy that should be beating him. Oh,
I don't either. I don't think he should. I just think he will because of that. Just so they can say he's the most decorated guy.
Let me ask you guys a question just to get your viewpoint on this, and I'll start with you, Disco. How does Cena, Joe?
He's 40 at least. Let me make sure.
I thought it was like 45. 44.
Is he really? Cena is, he's 44.
Okay, so even though he looks great for his age, do you think that sometimes when I look at him, I just look at him like a man in kids' clothes, kind of like should he change up his gear a little bit, or does that look so iconic that he has to stay with it?
No, he should change it.
I think it's like Hogan in the yellow and red. Not only is it iconic, but people always buy his shirts and hats and all that. So that's probably why they want to keep it that way for merch purposes too.
It's the shorts with the sneakers
for sure.
Yeah. What do you think, Di?
I mean, he's a 45-year-old white rapper,
right?
I mean, the gimmick hasn't changed, He kind of looks
like you kind of said though. It's
kind of weird. Nobody cares about his gimmick because he's such a good talker.
Yeah,
that's
but it just hit. But it just hit me looking at him, probably because I was high, and you look at more profoundly, and I was like, man, this guy looks kind of old to be dressed like that. But anyways,
it's like Pee Wee
Herman. Yeah, kind of like
highlighter colors,
right? Like that Steve Buscemi movie where he showed up with a skateboard.
Hello, kids.
Yeah, right. All right, right. That one. Go ahead. So I thought this is what I thought about this segment. I thought at the beginning that material about the report card was mega corny, but this is to be expected because he's marketed to kids. Still love the arrogant, slow walk by Paulie and Roman. And I thought the second part of Cena's promo was good. Just pretty long.
Yeah, just soliloquy is what it was.
I think people can tell it's not scripted, and that's why they react to it.
Next is
there's no way they could script all of that.
First of all, you could tell this previous segment went long because they had to cut out ring entrances. We didn't get the Rick Boogs introduction.